Well, you know, it seems like we've been talking about Hurricane Irma for quite some time now. And First Coast News storm expert Lauren Rylandcrantz joins us tonight to explain that catastrophic storm from a weather standpoint.
That's exactly right, Anthony. Okay, so think about this. August 27th. Seems like it was quite some time ago, over 2 weeks ago, actually. And you know what? It was a Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, when the National Weather Service, the National Hurricane Center, actually said they were looking at this area of low pressure coming off of the coast of Africa. And it was robust and quite strong right from the get-go. But hey, we know these things have over 4,000 miles to travel across sometimes brutal conditions, wind shear, dry air, and other things that can really rip these systems apart. But no, just a few days later, we had Tropical Storm Irma. And ever since August 30th, folks, that's when we've been mentioning the name Irma. Now, actually, believe it or not, just a little bit over 30 hours later, we had a Category 3 storm. This thing went through rapid intensification, and we had a major hurricane on our hands heading towards the west in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, really, it is still a ways out at this point. September 4th, we know. September 11th, I had checked my clock there. We had still a major hurricane heading towards the Leeward Islands. And about 10 days out is when we can really have some science behind all of these models and get a better handle on things, but we know a lot can handle between now and then. September 4th, here we are. It's making a close call here to the Leeward Islands. And yes, we've got a Cat 5 with maximum sustained winds of 185 miles per hour. The strongest storm on record to impact the Leeward Islands. So, of course, we know the devastation that went on in the islands. Irma continued to trek towards the Virgin Islands and make just a northward trek of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic and Hispaniola. Then it made Cuba landfall. First time for this island that they have seen a major Category 5 hurricane make landfall since 1924. So that in itself was historic. Irma continued to break records as we watched it make one of its first landfalls in the state of Florida here in Cudjoe Key landfall. The first year, we actually had the continental United States had 2 consecutive Category 4 hurricane landfalls in the same year. So 2017 here, we've had Harvey, Cat 4, and now Irma, Cat 4, making landfall in the United States. It's the first time on record that we've had storms back-to-back do that. Then, of course, we know it made its northward turn, kind of pivoted there as we moved up into September 10th, which, by the way, is the climatological peak of hurricane season. So that was kind of ironic as well, as we watched a major hurricane make impact in Marco Island, which actually, if you're Floridian, you maybe remember the year 2005, Wilma made very similar landfall right here, of course coming at it, the Florida Peninsula at a different direction, but moved up, of course, passing us as a Cat 1 and tropical storm. And here we are, September 11th, heading into the evening hours, still tracking Tropical Storm Irma.